Ferry, first of all, start with Scotland versus England. Pleased after last night's result?
I'm pleased England won, yes. Obviously, I got out of jail, as I said, on the TV, and I think we were very fortunate to come away with a win, because Scotland were very well organised, and had Scotland held on to that second goal a bit longer, rather than the 2 minutes it took Welbeck to equalise, then England could have faced a really stiff test in the latter sort of third of the game. So I thought Scotland were very, very good, very impressive, very strong. The back four held firm, and really England equalised when Grant Hanley was off the pitch, and England have scored 2 goals from set pieces. So you'd say in open play, really England haven't carved open Scotland hardly at all. So it was a typical sort of pre-season sort of performance from a lot of the players, Rooney and Gerrard in particular. So, but if you look at some of the Scotland players, all the Scotland players, they were really bang at it and up for the game, and magnificent support from the Tartan Army, and the England fans responded as well. Because I was speaking to 1 or 2 on the flight back, and they were saying that it was good banter between the 2 sets of fans, and some good comments coming out and all that sort of thing. It was a good bit of fun, and it was great to see the fixture back. I mean, I really enjoyed going down and mixing with the Tartan Army. They were everywhere, every corner in London you turned around there was someone wearing a kilt. So it was just fantastic, and all well behaved. The tourists loved it as well. So all in all, it was a great occasion.
Bit of banter flying in the Caley Thistle dressing room with.
Well, there will be. There will be. Yeah, I've not spoken to some of the Scottish people, so I shall definitely make my presence known about the win for the 3 Lions. But no, it was good. No, I'm sure they will be. I'm sure I'll get a bit of stick for my comments on the TV, but there they are.
The dressing room is bubbling at the moment, very buzzing as always, really. After a great start to the campaign, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, plenty of goals, and you're looking to add to that against Motherwell this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, good solid performances too. All throughout pre-season really. The one slip was against Wraith Rovers, and the boys bounced back very well from that, and they learned a big lesson there. So yeah, you do learn from the games that you play, but the games their history now, they're behind us. So the players, if they can, I'm sure they will do, start the game like they did against Dundee United. From the first whistle, they were really showed an intent, really in the faces of the Dundee United players. I think that's got to be the same against Motherwell too. So we always try and play on the front foot. We always try and have a go at teams and get behind teams and put them under pressure. And there's no reason why we should change that, because we're playing Motherwell, or a team that's really fancied to be up there as well. And even though they've lost a lot of players, they've still got a good side. They haven't gone to Hibs in the first game of the season and won there too. So they'll be up there, there or thereabouts. And we know that we're going to have to do what we have done so far all this season and pre-season to get the 3 points.
Speaking to a lot of the new guys in pre-season, they said that they're quite keen to make sure the club continue from last season. You had a great season last year, and it looks like you have done that. You've picked up from where you left off. Yeah.
Having said that, it's been great, because you've got, like last week we had 9 out of the 11 players were here last year, starting 11, and when you've got that, the team hasn't changed that much at all really. So there's only Andy Shinley that was missing, and obviously Ryan Essen or Antonio in goal. Dean Brill was there, and James Vincent's come into the team, and he's a good football player too, so he's learned and adapted very, very well to what we want. But we've had the core of players there that were here last year, so you haven't really got to teach them a lot or instruct them or motivate them, because they know what to expect and they know what to do. And we won a lot of games last year and played really well, picked up a lot of points, and the players know how to do that. So there's no real difference, and that's the beauty about the work we did early on in the season after January, and tying a lot of these players down. So we want to continue that, and we want to, the boys, from what I've seen so far, the more points they get, the more wins they get, the more they want, and they're hungrier all the time, which is a great attitude. So we want to keep that going.
As I said, you're up against Motherwell this weekend, a bogey team from last year. You did manage to beat them in an epic game towards the end of last season, but games between the 2 provided lots of goals and drama.
Yeah, they always have, and it's good, great entertainment. You look at the Motherwell team with people like James McFadden in the team as well, and now Ian Bygers and Paul Lawson coming from Ross County adds a bit of spice to the game. But no, I just think it's they've got quality in the team. Plus, Stephen McManus is back in Scottish football as well. I worked with him for Scotland, and obviously Stevie Hamill when I worked there before. They've got some excellent professionals, great players, great characters, and with led by a great character as well, Stuart McCall. So they'll want to bounce back from last week's defeat against Aberdeen, and the win against Hibs is a warning to us, because they're very good away from home. You know, they beat us twice here and beat us quite comfortably twice here as well last season. And they've got the same format, not so much the same players, but they'll play in the same style. And they'll certainly want to cause us as many problems as they did last year. So we know what to expect. And but having said that, like I said, the previous games, the history fact that it is history. It's gone. This is what matters now. And the match on Saturday from the first whistle, that's what really counts.
Stuart McCall lost a few players in the summer as well. Big players like Michael Higdon fallen, but he seems to just have this knack of adding well. As you say, McManus, Lawson, Vigers, the big goalkeeper Gunnar Nielsen as well. He's added a lot of quality to his side.
He has added quality, and they're unlucky with the draw as well to draw a very good Russian side in the Europa League. But it's you look at some of the players that are not going to be there or be with us on Saturday, and you say, wow, they're hard to replace. But he's got some good players that have come in, players that will adapt and fit in with his style and the way that he wants to play, very much so. So I don't see any real change in momentum from Motherwell. They'll be hurting after last week's defeat, and sometimes you need a defeat or you have a defeat, and that is a slap in the face. And then you go back to basics, pick up from where you left off in terms of the previous win, and make sure then that you put that to the back of your minds. But we're in a great position where we're unbeaten in pre-season, we're unbeaten in the league so far. It's just a continuation of what we want to do, what we have done since the 27th of June, and Saturday's just another step and on that journey.
Any injuries or worries for?
No injuries, no worries, apart from Carl Tremarco, who's sent off against Celtic in the under-20s, so he's got a 2-match ban which affects the first team, so he won't be available for Motherwell and for Celtic away.
Tuesday, what's up?